the storm, which is in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But today I will be telling the story of the one in Mark. As we see in life, there's always problems, and most of the time people can't solve them, so they turn away from God and they start trying to do them by themselves. But Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and He can show us the way through problems. And the same day when evening was coming, and He said unto them, Let us pass over unto the other side. Most people don't know where they are passing over onto, but they are passing over onto the Sea of Galilee. And when they had sent away the multitude, they took Him as He was in the ship, and they also other little ships. And there arose a great storm of wind, and the waves beat it onto the ship, so that it was now full of water. And He was on the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow. Most people don't know why He was asleep on the pillow, but most people think that it was just human nature because He came from God, and then He came through Mary's womb, and then He was born. And just like normal people, we always get tired, so most people think He was tired. He was tired, and that's why He fell asleep. And He arose and He rebuked the wind, and He said unto the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And He said unto them, Why are you so fearful? How is it that you still have no faith? And they feared exceedingly, and they said to one another, What manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey Him? They were afraid of the storm, which is normal for humans, but then they started to fear God. They started to fear Jesus, which was out of control, because they shouldn't be afraid of, it's normal to be afraid of the storm, but they were afraid of Jesus, which doesn't make any sense. And instead of being afraid of Jesus, they should have relaxed and prayed to God, or just fell asleep on the pillow, or should have taken the pillow and started to fall asleep with them. As we see in the story, there was a dangerous storm in the sea, and His disciples trusted Jesus, but they eventually stopped because they started to get scared, even though Jesus was in the boat with them. If I were the disciples, I would grab a pillow and start sleeping with them, because there's no reason to be afraid. Jesus doesn't care about what the storm is in your life, but what you do with the problem. Whenever there is a problem, there are two kinds of people: the one who accepts it and moves on with life, or the other who stays with that problem their whole life. We should be the second type of person, and we should accept the problem and move on with life. Jesus knew the storm would happen, and He fell asleep because He knew that He wouldn't die, because He had faith in that God wouldn't let anything happen to Him, because He came to earth not to die of drowning, but to die because of our sins. There are also a few messages in the story that we should apply it to our life. God has the power over demons, death, and challenges. He is powerful and mighty, and He can overcome everything. So whenever there's a problem, we should know that God can overcome anything. Like in Mark, He starts to show that He has power over everything. We should trust in God and have faith in Him when something when something like this happens inside when something happens like a storm in the Bible. The disciples didn't trust Jesus, but they trusted in themselves, or they just started to get scared. Storms expose if you're trusting in God or not. Storms are the way to exposure and how to trust in God and reveal that our distorted view of God. Most people have a good view of God, but some unbelievers believe that Jesus didn't come to earth and that He didn't resurrect. And Christians have the power to believe in Jesus, and we should. Thank you for listening to my story.